Good morning. I'm pleased to find that it's actually quite sheltered up here at the allotment this morning. There's a north wind blowing back down at the house, freezing, and I was frightened it was going to be windy and cold up here, but it's actually lovely. So the plan today is I've brought up some cabbages from the house and I want to get them into the ground and build, put some netting over them. So these are the cabbages. There is some variety called golden. I've just got golden on the tag. I don't know whether they're golden something or other, or just golden cabbages. I grew them last year. They were okay. They form a decent heart. Yeah, so I have got about 14 of them, which is rather a lot for the space that I've got. However, I'm just going to put them all in because you always lose some, or at least I certainly do. So even if I lost half, it still wouldn't be a disaster. So as well as that, I've got kale. I always say I'm not going to grow kale again. However, what I've realised is the hens, it's valuable food for the hens during the winter when there's not many greens around. So I've got 3 dwarf curly kales there and 3, I think it's a scarlet kale, goes quite tall. Let's see if I can get them in as well. This is the border that the cabbages and the kale are going into. It's been well prepared, it's had lots of compost and hen manure down on it. But I see it has got quite a few volunteer potatoes. What a surprise. This is the patch where we found a whole pile of massive potatoes last year that had also volunteered. I think it was in amongst the runner beans. Anyway, I'm going to take them out this year because I'm just so short on space and I've got potatoes elsewhere. I've practically managed to get a full crop of potatoes out of there. Have you seen these? Massive. I'm going to plant these cabbages quite deep. It's a mistake I made last year, is I didn't plant them deep enough and the neck got very kind of wobbly and seemed insecure, so I'm planting them a bit deeper and I'm going to plant them 18 inches apart and 18 inches between rows. Things is my most unfavourite thing about the allotment. Just not very good at it. Haven't seemed to develop a good system yet for doing it. Find them a right pest. Anyway, it has to be done. because as I say, we are having a lot of problem with the pigeons this year. I think they're going to be public enemy #1 in the pest front this year, because they have already destroyed quite a few things in the garden. The thing I'm most surprised about with the pigeons and mad about is actually that they seem to have taken a fancy to my plum tree, which seems very strange to me. I wouldn't have believed it, but I saw the pigeon myself sitting in this tree for quite some time, pecking at the leaves, and it's done a huge amount of damage. And the pigeons have also already eaten that and eaten that. I had a couple of kale and some red cabbages in there, and I only left them for one day, and then when I came back, that was the state they were in. I have got space, so not to worry, but I've learnt my lesson about not bothering to net. I'm going to pop this kale in down this row before Kenny gets back with the mallet, because I want the kale under the net as well. I didn't bother last year and the kale were fine, but this year already the pigeons have wiped out 2 lots. So yeah. Yeah, that seems pretty good. I'm quite pleased with it. It's a bit better than the efforts that we usually make, and it'll protect those cabbages and kale. It's the next day and I've just popped up to put a few lettuce into this bit here. I was going to keep all my salad in the garden, but as always I've got far too much, and these are head forming lettuces, so I figure they can just sit, and when I want them I take the whole head, so this is a good spot for them. 3 of them, and I've got some spinach beet or perpetual spinach, which I'll put in as well. I'm going to put it, well, I've just noticed that's a few lettuces there, 2 at any rate, or more. I'll have to divide them and find more space. I'm going to put a collar around these lettuces to protect them from the slugs. So far I haven't seen any slug damage, I don't think, but I know it'll come. And I've got these collars, well they're not collars, they're strips of like felted wool that I used last year. They come with usually delivery boxes, like if you get organic meat delivered. We do that very often, it's too expensive, but yeah, the wool collars, the wool comes with them, and I cut them into little squares. I'll show you. This is this wool stuff I'm talking about. It comes in strips like that, and it wraps up various items that you get online. So I'm just going to pull it in half like that to get more out of it, and cut like a square off and tuck it round the plant. I did use it last year. I'm not sure if they worked really, but you've just got to try everything, haven't you, to try and keep these pests at bay. So I just take each little square and tear it down a little way and pop it round the plant like that. And apparently the slugs don't like wool, so they won't crawl over it in theory, but as we know it's just an eternal quest against slugs and all the pests in the garden, really, isn't it? Starting about now, the battle begins. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.